A while back, I was sent a link to 10 questions every atheist should answer. So, here are my answers. How did you become an atheist? I've studied many major religions, the big three Abrahamic ones, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the major Eastern ones as well, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Shintoism. I went to a few Wiccan circles, and even studied what I could find about Scientology. The one thing I noticed in common with all of them is they claimed knowledge without any proof, and I finally came to the conclusion that I can't bring myself to believe in any of these claims like these without evidence. What happens when we die? I don't know. I don't think anything happens to our personality. Our body ceases to function, our brains stop doing any thinking. The time after I die would be, to shamelessly steal from Samuel Clemens, almost exactly the same as the billions of years before I was born. What if you're wrong, and there is a heaven, and there is a hell? Well, if something does happen to me once I die, some mental process of mine goes on, first off, I would be quite surprised. It would mean I was getting new information and would have to accept that I was wrong about the idea of spirits and non-physical things. I would also hope that any being who judged us would be more respectful to somebody who did good for the sake of being good and was honest about how they saw the world than somebody who just believed to get a reward in the end. Also, if hell was real, my physical body, along with my nervous system, would be in the mortal realm. So how would I even feel any of the burning and torture that is claimed to go on there? Without God, where do you get your morality from? From society. More specifically, from the idea that I do not enjoy being harmed. Other people probably would not enjoy it either if I don't enjoy it, so I shouldn't do it to others if I don't want it done to me. I'm pretty much an anti-nihilist. Yes, we are alone in this cold, cruel universe, so we should use this time to make things better for everyone for its own sake. To turn it around, if your morality comes simply from being told this is good and this is bad because I said so, is that morality or just following orders? Are you doing what you think is good, or are you doing what you are told? And if it is the latter, how is that morality? If there is no God, can we do what we want? Are we free to murder and rape, while good deeds are unrewarded? This goes back to the harming others point I just brought up. There may be no spiritual reason not to harm others, but there are very good social reasons not to harm others. If you are the kind of person that does not adhere to the social construct that decides hurting others is okay, we as a society have put rules into place to attempt to stop that individual. If there is no God, how does your life have any meaning? My life, and anybody's life, has the meaning they give to it. My life has the meaning to be a good father and a good husband. Your life has any meaning you prescribe to it. Where did the universe come from? Again, I don't know. It exists, so it probably had a start. The best scientific guesses are about 14 billion or so years ago. I haven't seen any proof that it had to be started with an intelligent being. And if it was, that begs the question, where did that intelligent being come from? Basically, the problem of infinite regress. What about miracles? What all the people who claim to have a connection with Jesus? What about those who claim they have seen saints or angels? What about them? People of many religions claim miracles all the time. Claims do not make them true. The Fleischmann-Pons experiments claimed they had created cold fusion. However, just because they claimed it was true does not mean that their claims should be believed. Just as with science, religious claims without proof or the ability to be recreated have no reason to be blindly believed. People who claim to have a connection with Jesus or claim to have seen saints or angels fall into the same category. What's your views on Dawkins, Hitchens, and Harris? Never met any of the men myself. I've read a few of Dawkins' books. He seems to be a great teacher and passionate about biology. His Greatest Show on Earth and The Selfish Gene seem to be A Brief History of Time of the biological world, bringing difficult scientific concepts to the real world. But I assume you're talking about his The God Delusion book. I guess it was okay. The majority of it I agreed with, some I didn't. He made some interesting points, but he's also come off with a bad case of foot and mouth disease in some of his, let's say, less than well thought out comments. I've not read a lot of Hitchens. I have read God is Not Great. He seemed less focused on the existence of God, but rather on the actions done in God's name. And I felt it should have been called People Who Follow God Are Not Great. Harris, well, I've never really read enough of his work to have an opinion. But why does it matter what I think of them? Do you need to know and agree to the writings of all the famous defenders of your faith? Does Martin Luther's anti-Semitism take away from your beliefs? Or does Mary Baker Eddy's refusal to take medical treatments mean if you go to a doctor, you can't believe in God? To share some beliefs does not mean you have to share all beliefs with somebody. If there is no God, then why does every society have a religion? We've never known everything, and probably never will, but have tried to film as much as we don't know, and I think religion stems from that. It helps people find comfort in the chaotic world. Why did lightning strike in this place and not that place? Thor decided to throw it there. Why did my wife and child die when that volcano erupted? Vulcan let it loose and they were in the way. Why is this person successful while being a jerk, while I'm a good person but poor? It'll all balance out in the end. You'll be rewarded and you'll be punished later on. And then there was science. There's so much we don't know that had to be filled in, and religious beliefs did that. But many of us now hold the belief that I don't know and we don't have any proof, so I will be skeptical, is better than I know, I don't have any proof, but I am very sure of my answer. So there you have it. Those are my answers. What did you think? Love it? Hate it? Anything I should have explained better? Anything you think I was wrong about? Please comment and let me know.